How you doing, guys? New video for you here. This is going over a transition. So recently I did a video on a new medical backpack that rides in my truck daily. So I had an opportunity to buy one from SOE, which is their medical backpack, and it was in red. So I really couldn't pass up the opportunity to get that because they don't come around very often. So I grabbed one of those and basically am replacing the one that was in my car with a new one. It is quite a bit smaller, which in a way is a good thing. I had a lot of redundancy that wasn't necessary in the other backpack. So it's a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact, probably a little bit more on target for what I actually need, because the reality is big backpack syndrome is a thing. If you have a big backpack, you're going to want to fill it. So coming right up, I'm going to go through a breakdown of everything that's in it, how I set it up, and after you watch the video, maybe you have some suggestions, things that you didn't see in it, things you think should be added, deleted. I would love to hear your input, and that's coming right up at you right now. Okay guys, so here it is. This is the SOE Medical Backpack. Dimensions wise, there'll be a link below in the video for it. You can go over it there. It's basically, 18 by maybe 12 by 9 to 10 deep, something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically go over the basics of the bag, and then we're going to go into each individual thing and kind of take a look at how it's set up. It is going to be a longer video. I apologize now for that. So let's get right into it. So SOE Medical Backpack. There's a row of molding on the front here. That's how these pouches here are attached. Also molding on the bottom, which is how that's attached. Then we have on the side here, we have these cinch straps that are really designed to cinch the bag down. I've used it as an opportunity to hang more crap off of it, and same on this side as well. On the top of the bag here, we have a pass-through in the back. There's like a area that goes down the length of the bag. I've put some large chem sticks there. On top here, thanks to Doc Ron from Prepare Patriot, this is a dispenser for gloves. This is just a sodium chloride irrigation pump bottle. I could not find one, but the nice thing is it has this handy loop in the bottom. That way I can hang it from a carabiner. So we have gloves. I have 2 Rescue Me's on top here. I don't think I need to go into those. I've gone into those before. I also have a pair of gloves with leather palms, which also goes along with this right here, which is a glass breaker. The idea of this is riding in my car, and the time when I am going to most likely have to either give this to somebody or use it is a car wreck. I mean, it's just the nature of things. So my guess is that is where this would get used most likely. And if you're dealing with a car, you're maybe dealing with fire, you could be dealing with glass. So leather palm gloves. Not that these are the best leather palm gloves, they're just Impact from mechanics gloves. But they're there. Also have a headlamp, because if you're working on somebody and it's dark, you need your hands, and putting a flashlight in your mouth sucks. So that's that. Here I have 2 rats tourniquets. Oh, please send all the hate you want on rats tourniquets, and you can go fuck yourself. I've used them in training. They do their job. Also, 3 windlass styles. These are all Recon Gen 4 tourniquets on the front here. A pair of shears behind them, tucked into the molly, because these are great for clothing, jeans. But when it comes to belts, boots, things like that, that would be something that you would need the shears for. Okay, so on this side here, you have the 2 cinch straps, and this is an IV bag. So is this taking me a while to get off? Yes, but I could open the bag if need be. So if that criticism comes out, go suck a dick. But anyway, I don't mind information. I don't mind thoughts, but if you're just going to be a dick in the comments, I'm not going to pay attention or respond to you. Okay, so this is an IV bag. This has stuff for IV in it. We'll go over this individually. On this side over here, I have almost the same exact bag, like almost exactly the same. It's the same design as that one is, but this is basically two full IFAKs plus a little bit packed into this, that if I had it to, I could just hand it off. And we showed this in the video for the other bag as well. And we're going to open this up and go through this stuff. On the front here, I have a compact SOE tear-off IFAK. Pop that, tear it off, and you've got another trauma-based, heavy bleeding thing that you can hand off to somebody. This does not come off, but we'll go over what's in here as well. The bag itself is an SOE 6x6 pouch, and you can get it with MOLLE front, or you can get it with the flap. I have another video on my gauze dispenser, which basically is the same exact thing. I'm just using this for something different. So there's that. Then we open the bag itself. So here's the bag itself. I've got each individual section kind of organized out. Another headlamp, in case you haven't got it, like headlamps. And each one of these tears out. So theoretically, I could address airway, circulation, first aid, and bleeding, and I could literally tear these pouches out and deal with it that way. So that's basically, because the reality is this only touches like a small portion of the iceberg that is, trauma first aid, right? Yes, I could use the bigger bag or get an even bigger bag. There's things in here that I would love to have, like a dechoker would be wonderful to have. I don't have room. There's lots of things I would love to add to this, but then it becomes a bag that's twice the size and weighs 100 pounds. So this is the basics I feel that I need to cover my bases, and I'm as organized as I can be, because the reality is that during the chaos of having to use this, you're not going to be able to try and think, oh, where did I put that thing, or how do I have, like, I want to be able to know what's going on and being able to just hand it off or use it myself without having to worry about it in a stressful situation. If you've had any force on force or anything like that, you'll understand. If you haven't, fix that shit. So anyway, so I'm going to bring the camera in a little closer, and we're going to go over each individual thing, kind of go over what's in each thing so you can get a good look at the contents coming right up. Okay, so here we are at the tabletop. So let's just start, and we'll work from my right to my left. You're opposite for you, obviously. Okay, so bleeding. Pretty straightforward. I've got a bunch of compressed gauze, basically for packing. I have a flattened out H bandage. And then I also have a non-sterile H bandage. I have a regular, like an Israeli style. It's a little bit nicer. It's a 6-inch. It's a little bit larger. And I have gloves. So that is basically what is in this. So bleeding. So in other words, short of tourniquets, which are on the exterior of the pack, this is designed to stop bleeding on the person. What am I missing from this that I know I'm missing from this? I need to get some more hemostatic gauze. I've spread things out across so many different bags that I am short on it. So there's the one thing I need to add to this bag. I understand that. Again, anything you can think of to add to this would be appreciated. Especially if you're training and you have good information and you're not just talking shit. So that's bleeding. And by the way, in case you didn't notice, gloves are going to be, you're going to see a repetition, need my mouth to talk, of gloves in each one of these, because the idea is that each one of these can be pulled and used for what it's needed to be used for. Now, as far as the bleeding goes, understand that I have bleeding also covered in all the major trauma pack parts that are outside the bag on the exterior, whether it's the tear-off IFAC or this bag that has two plus IFACs in it. So understand that that's addressed there. First aid. First aid is first aid. First aid is not something that is critical. It is not something that is major bleeding. It is basically boo-boo, scrapes, sprains, that kind of stuff. So, headlamp. One of two that are on the inside of the bag. There's also one on the outside of the bag. I have gloves. I have cravats, triangular bandages. A couple of those for mobilization of arms. You can also use them for, you can use it for a variety of things. I have, I can't think of the name of this. This is basically the self-adhesive wrap. It's not Curlex. It's out of my brain for some reason, but I have two of those in here. I also have some ACE bandages in here. And I have another compression bandage. So the idea of this is first aid. What am I missing from here? I am missing Band-Aids. That is something that I need to add to this particular one. I have it in other places, but I need to add it to this. Because the idea is this is basically for first aid issues. I also have in another section of the bag, which wouldn't fit in here, I have some SAM splints. That's also part of first aid. And what else do I have in there? But mainly Band-Aids, bandages, little gauze pads, wrap. That needs to be added to this or to a different portion of the bag, but that still needs to be added to it. Miscellaneous stuff is exactly what it says it is. It's miscellaneous. In here I have a test kit for sugars for diabetics. I have sticks and a meter. So that's what's in here. I also have an O2 oxygen sensor for the finger. That can be important. And also there's a bunch of other stuff still coming in that'll be added to this bag. Circulation. So added to this. So again, gloves. The main thing that's in here, I have burn dressings in here just because I was missing them. What I have in here mainly for circulation issues is rescue blankets. I also have, hot hands and burn dressings. What do you think should be added to this for circulation? Basically, if you do the March algorithm or the 5Bs, depending on whether or not you are trained at TAC response, what are you trying to treat? This is after the fact. I'm trying to keep somebody warm. Head trauma is part of it as well. I have a seat collar that I'll also pull out that's in the main body of the bag. But that's what's in here. What do you think should be added to this? Give me your suggestions. This is meds. It is exactly what it says it is. I have in here basically, I have two things of Narcan. I have a bottle of Tylenol. I have a bottle of Benadryl. I have glucose for diabetics. I have Benadryl cream. I also have Neosporin in here. We've got baby aspirin. I've got child versions of ibuprofen that are chewable, because the reality is if you have a little kid trying to give them a pill, if you haven't tried to do that, try doing that. It's a pain in the ass. I have also anti-diarrhea meds in here. I also have a thing of Vaseline in here. So this is basically just different meds. This will be marked with another one of these lovely patches like what you see here, and it'll say meds. So that is what is in that. And this kind of comes into first aid, because if someone hurts themselves or breaks a finger, breaks an arm, whatever, especially if they're a child, giving them some chewable ibuprofen isn't a bad idea. So that is what is in that pouch. Airway. Okay, so this is kind of, for me, it was probably the one that got kind of out of hand the fastest. There's a lot of little components to it, so I wound up doing some organization with rubber bands. You could also do it with baggies. So what do I have in here? I've got NPAs with the jelly packed in, so that's what's in this bundle. I have 2 of these. This is for attention pneumothorax. This is basically darts, 2 chest seals, Bics, and wipes. Why are the wipes there? The wipes are there to get rid of the blood. The reality is, someone's bleeding and has a sucking chest wound, and their chest cavity is compromised. They're going to be bleeding. And chest seals do a very good job, but if you can wipe it off real quick, they'll stick better. Why is there a Bic here? This is from John Kranz. John Kranz talked about it because he said, if you get some hairy fucker, there's a chance it's not going to stick. And if you mix hair and blood, you got a nasty combination. So what's the idea of the Bic? The Bic is there simply that if I can, I'm going to shave the area real quick. I'd rather take my time and make sure the chest seal is on properly than watch someone, have difficulty later on because it happened to come off. So that's kind of its own little organized pack. So that's what that is. There's 2 of those. Gloves. Okay. So these are only to be used in someone that is unconscious. This is an oral airway, all different sizes. The idea of this is that this can also help preserve the airway, but you cannot use this on someone that is conscious because they have a gag reflex and it's going to cause an issue. But that is what these are for. I also have 2 more of those dude wipes. These are actually pretty good. They're basically a butt wipe, but it folds out to like a 6x8 inch wipe, which is a decent size. 2 more of those. And then I also have a thing of first aid antiseptic. First aid. It adds to the first aid. And this is, it's not rocket science. This is to clean the area, make sure that it's not compromised, I guess would be the right word. Make sure it's clean. So that is what is in the airway pouch. And again, this is one of those things where there's so many little parts, it was really hard to keep it from becoming a damn mess. So I really worked on getting that organized. So if I hand this off to someone, it's not just a hot mess falling all over the ground. Because what if the crash is at night? What if you're on the side of a highway with cars streaming past? What if you're in the woods? What if it's raining? What if it's snowing? That could become a disaster really quick. Okay. This is an SOE tear-off IFAK. They're small. So you have another recon tourniquet here. And basically the way this works is you pop this open, this unfolds. Okay. And this is the kind of thing that if you had a battle belt or if you had a plate carrier, you might have this on the plate carrier. This is something that you would keep for yourself, right? Okay, so dart, NPA. This is another H bandage that is basically in a plastic bag. Gloves, black gloves, they have to go away. I have the lube for the NPA here, and on this side we've got compressed gauze and we've got 2 chest seals. So that is what is in this. And this is on the front of the bag. This is on the front of the bag because I can literally do what it says, tear it off and throw it. So that is what is in that. Okay, this is kind of an IFAK plus. Basically, I took 2 IFAKs contents from Recon before they went out of business. They had good deals on their stuff. I bought a bunch of them. A lot of other people did as well. So that is basically what is in here. Another headlamp. So what is in this IFAK plus? All right, so I've got some 4x4 or 5x9 dressings. I've got a rescue blanket. I've got a card for some reason. Chest seals. Another card. That was stuff that was inside the IFAK. I've got a Gen 4 tourniquet. I've got packing gauze. There's 2 darts that are right there. I've got 2 Izzy dressings. I've got a rat's tourniquet. I've got a set of shears. I've got another Recon Gen 4 tourniquet. I have the second chest seal. I have another rescue blanket and more combat, packing gauze. So this is basically to treat major bleeding, major trauma, right? And it is on the exterior bag, so I can just throw it if I need to, or hand it off to who needs it, and that is the point of this. Now, it's not as quick to get off the bag as, say, the Tear-Off IVAC, but the reality of it is that if I need to move quick for a gunshot wound or a major bleed to a limb, I'm grabbing a tourniquet. I'm not grabbing this, right? Or I'm grabbing this. So this is a little slower getting off, but I can still hand it out, because the reality is you may have more than one person that's hurt. So you have to keep that in mind. All right, IV bag. Now, I am not by any means an expert, or even, I would say, what I would consider competent with IVs. I've done them a few times. I did them successfully. I sort of kind of remember what I did, but if I had to, I would do it. But this is mainly to hand off to someone that knows what the hell they're doing. That's not me. I know that I'm way out of depth when it comes to that stuff, and that is something that I will fix in time, but at the moment, that's where I'm at with it. So, IVs. What is in the IV pouch? So, again, just an aside. So, this is a bag that was given to me by Andrew from Combat Art Training. He is awesome. Buy his stuff. He has good stuff. He took an old Army issue ACU general, bag, and what he did was he sewed in the elastic organizers. Fucking awesome. I love this thing. So this may be a 500. This is a 500 milliliter lactated ringers injectable. This is basically for your IV. I have other IV bags. This was the suggestion to use this. I believe this here is to clean the area. Don't quote me on that shit. This is saline lock. This is a gravity drip for IVs. And these are various starters in here, different sizes. There's also syringes in there to start your IV. Needles are here. So that is what is in this. And again, like I said, I am by no stretch of the imagination what I would consider qualified as far as IVs go. But generally, the idea of this bag is not necessarily for me to do the work. I mean, I will if I had to. But this is the idea. This is that I can hand this off to a nurse or a doctor or a practitioner that's there that maybe didn't bring his stuff, because the reality is these guys a lot of times aren't prepared. So that's the idea of this whole thing, is I can hand this off to somebody and say, here you go, fix that shit. I don't believe that I would consider using this on the side of a road. If I was somewhere where help was hours away, then yeah, maybe, but not before that. So that is what is in the IV pouch. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to get the bag back up on the table. There's two things I want to go over that are actually attached physically to the bag. They don't come off. And we'll go over what's in them, and then we'll wrap things up. All right, guys, so back to the bag. So what is in this pouch here, the mystery pouch? So this is, again, I said it before, this is basically, this is from SOE. I have a video on it. Maybe I'll put a link below on the gauze dispenser that I made using this. But in the front here is just a flat little area. I have gloves. That way I have gloves on the exterior of the bag. This is a CPR mask. You don't want in you what is on people. This actually came from Refuge Medical. They had some really good deals running this year on different items. That was one of them. This also came from from Refuge Medical. I'll put links below for that stuff. This is a thermometer, blood pressure cuff, stethoscope, and another O2 sensor, which is dummy corded here. That way I can't lose it, because I'm an idiot and I'll wind up losing it. That's what that is. And in case, I don't know if you can see on camera, but that's basically what is in that. So that's that. That's all that's in this bag, at least for the moment. This pouch in the bottom, this is from Combat Art Training. This is their rescue litter pouch. So what lives inside of here is a Recon Medical rescue litter. And it basically is a foldable compact litter made of nylon, and it has handle straps. And if you needed to move somebody, you can. It's something you can use over and over and over again, maybe not. But the guys from Prepared Patriot, when they were down at TAC Response doing Advanced Immediate Action Medical, they used this litter to move someone, I think that was like 300 pounds, so it will work. And that's basically what this pouch is. I'll put a link below for it. And I don't know if Recon's still making the foldable litter, but I'm sure you could find another one. I know North American Rescue makes one that's a little bit bigger than this. I don't know if it would fit in this pouch, but this is a great pouch for what it does. Other than that, on the bag itself, maybe a little closer look on this. So this is for gloves, and you can kind of see them in there. And the idea is that it keeps them not all messed up. Now, one thing note about this though is sun will destroy gloves, and the reality is this is not going to keep the sun from fucking these gloves over. So just keep that in mind. So that is what that is. Other things that are in the bag itself, back here I have 2 SAM splints. It's basically got some aluminum in there. You can fold it, you can wrap it around arms or a leg. You could easily splint a leg or an arm with them. I also have a C-collar in there. Again, if I'm thinking about vehicle issues, if someone has a neck or head injury, I want to be able to mobilize that. And one thing to remember, like, first of all, you're not a doctor, you're not an EMT, but if you're messing around with someone's head or neck, or you decide to move them, or you own that shit. So just understand that if you're the person that grabs a hold of that person's head, like, your job does not end until that C-collar is on there. So just keep that in mind. All right, so that's about it for the bag. This is that glass breaker I kind of showed. I don't know if it'll come up as well on video, but there it is. I just got off Amazon. This is if I have to get into a vehicle. And I think that is everything. I don't think there's anything left that I didn't cover. So that's it, guys. We're going to wrap it all up. All right, guys, so there you go. There is the SOE Medical Backpack. Again, links to all this will be down below. That way, if you want to grab one, you can. Just understand that they don't run these that often. They did recently. I really wanted a red bag. I do stuff with scouts. I do stuff with people that don't have any training at all. I know what my bags look like. They do not. So if I say, hey, go get the medical backpack from the back of my car, red. It's pretty straightforward. I said the same thing with the other video. So that's basically it, guys. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good holiday season as it goes. I hope that you're doing something productive today. I know it's been a while since I've had a video out. Life just has been life. Working my butt off, as everyone should be, to try and get ahead. And that's really it, guys. Hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it. Really would appreciate any comments. Really, if you have productive comments, if you have criticisms, whatever they are, just put them below. Try not to be a dick. I completely understand that I may be wrong. I am more than willing to admit that I am wrong. I'm wrong plenty. But please, any comments below would be appreciated. What else is there? I think that's about it. Again, if you're watching these videos and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. I really appreciate all you guys. I don't really get anything out of this. I'm just hoping to get some information to you. Also, if you're willing, my discount code for PowerTac lights still exists. I'll put a link below for it. This thing is now going on, I don't know how long, but it works just fine. Great EDC light. And there's a couple other ones that I am doing also that I really so far like a lot. So again, that's it. Have a good day, and remember, guys, as always, your path is out there. Go find it.